Oh,
Who's Sizwe?
you good, sir?
I'm good.
Okay, cameras are rolling.
When you say
it.
Tebogo, when
please-
you say Sizwe, you must say the surname.
Please start from here. Not be.
This is the official role.
Yeah, okay, we start here, please. Yeah.
Thank you. Nhlamulo Baloyi, thank you so much for joining me again. I sent you 10 questions. I don't know if you went through them at all.
Yeah, I just quickly did.
Or you haven't.
I just did.
Yeah,
quickly.
that just quickly means you haven't.
No, I have gone through them.
We may not get through all of
But
them.
let's
and-
get
and
through
that's
all of them
okay.
quickly.
We
Quick fire.
can't.
You know, quick fire.
Because the first one might actually be the whole episode.
No, it won't. No, it won't be. It won't be. How do I make money? That's the question.
How do you make money? Everyone wants to know.
Is that the first question?
That's the first question.
How do I make money? People pay me for my brains. So that's
Don't
how I
hit
make
us
money.
with philosophy, Ntwana.
It's not philosophy.
Let's
it's
keep
exactly
it practical for you, Ntwana Zasekas.
So I make money off of my expertise. And
Let's
my
take it a
knowledge.
step back. When did you start making money? How were you making it? How have you developed in your income generation, and how do you make money now?
Same.
You don't have to rush. Please take your time.
It's a very quick thing. I've done one thing my entire life, and it's made me money. I started making money. When did I say? Can I call Enrichment Day making money?
What's Enrichment Day?
Enrichment Day is like it's a certain day of each term. The kids are supposed to do something for enrichment. So in a certain term at my primary school, there'd be entrepreneurship.
Oh, Market Day.
No. It's called Enrichment Day. So it changes, it cycles. So one is entrepreneurship, the other is the built environment. So like we'd be making like catapults or doing some engineering project, like making like the arm of a tractor.
What school is it?
You know, Radford House.
Radford House. They had
Yeah,
Enrichment Day.
it's on Cornelius Street in Fairlands.
Where kids once a term would
Yeah.
find various
Well,
ways.
this is in the 90s, yeah.
Various ways to make
Yeah,
money.
I don't know if they still do it.
Oh, that's dope. Okay.
On Entrepreneurship Enrichment Day. There's other enrichment days. There's enrichment days like where, you know, it's about historical things. You have to do a philosophy thing.
Oh, you don't make
You know what I
money.
mean? No, you have to make
Oh,
a
there was only
presentation.
Entrepreneurship Enrichment Day.
There was many different enrichment days. There's a different enrichment day.
I'm talking
each
about the
term.
ones that made money.
Yeah, so Entrepreneurship Enrichment
Was the
Day.
only one where you made money.
Yeah, where you made
Oh.
money, yeah.
That's when you started making money.
Yeah, unless you're talking about prize money.
But
Yeah, okay.
Let's start with Entrepreneurship Day at Radford House.
Entrepreneurship Day, yeah. So, I mean, I just thought of something simple.
This was in primary school.
Yeah, primary school. So, yeah, I just sold bran muffins.
Okay.
Yeah, that was the first thing. Yeah, my mother was actually reminding me about it the other day. She was like, hey, I remember when you were making bran muffins and you made them by yourself. Oh, my mother was so proud of me.
That's so dope.
That
That's primary school. So you're the
I could
muffin
follow the
guy.
instructions.
You're the
No,
muffin guy in primary
so
school.
one day. You know what I
No,
mean?
I
So
hear
I
you.
made, yeah. So like the whole entire point was like, oh, damn it. If I can figure out, it was at a very young age where I could figure out, I learned very early how to market. That was it.
Sure.
You know, so I realized that, my mother's health conscious. All the other mothers are health conscious. You know, we're not allowed to have tartrazine. We're not allowed to have MSG or foods that have got MSG or anything. So at our tuck shop at school, already it's programmed that, these are hyperactive kids that bounce up and down the walls. At their tuck shop, they're not allowed to have any sodas, so we couldn't have Coca-Cola or anything else. Other things that other people had at their primary schools at the tuck shop, we weren't allowed to have. Yeah, at my school. And you were allowed to have them under your parents' supervision. So even aftercare, when the aftercare people, they were like, and I understood it because there were times where we used to go to other schools, you know what I mean? And we play sports.
And like, what's going on here?
They were unleashed.
Talk show, bro.
You understand? Then we come back to aftercare. Then the aftercare teachers are like, yo. What happened to the kid? Yeah, dog. We'd like climb the roof. We'd like, we'd lose our minds. Yeah, we'd get injured. That's also another thing that we'd get hurt because we'd play a little bit too hard. So Enrichment Day, I made money by making bran muffins because they're good for your gut. You know, other kids will also buy them. It's like you sell kids, your mom's not going to have a problem with you having this muffin. Oh, what type of muffin? It's a bran muffin. Oh, yeah, let me buy that. Cool. I'll tell my mother I had a bran muffin. Now you tell your mother you had a bran muffin. Now, you might get custard later or something. Oh, you had a bran muffin. Like, you say, Mom, I had a bran muffin at least. I had something good.
Let's fast forward. How did you make money in high school? How did you make money after high school?
No, this is primary school still.
Sure.
So in primary school, like PlayStation started getting chips. So we started getting chips, right? So that we could copy our PlayStation games. It's something we couldn't do with Sega Saturn. So now that we could get chips to copy our PlayStation games, right? And we could copy games. We could go to the store or whatever, or the video store, right? Rent the PlayStation games, the TV games, right? And then copy them onto the thing, and then play them on the chipped PlayStation.
You are committing a crime.
Yeah, piracy. So the next crime was piracy.
You were pirates in primary school.
Yeah. So like my school was about stopping us from becoming criminals. That's the whole entire thing. It's like, we've got high potential kids. The likelihood is that they might end up being frustrated by life, find it boring, and end up being criminals. Right?
Did they win with you?
Well, with me, yes, they won.
Oh.
They won.
Okay.
Yeah. I think they won with all of us. I haven't heard of any of us that went to my school that ended up becoming, a super hacker, or none of us that has been caught,
That has been caught, okay.
Yeah, that has been caught.
Brand muffins,
so
PlayStation.
PlayStation games, and then from there, that led to music.
In primary school?
Yes, in primary school.
Okay.
Because like once you could copy the games, then why don't you just copy some music?
Sure.
So cool. Now we had the biggest music collection. You know what I mean?
You were selling pirated CDs, the compilations.
Yeah. No, I wasn't, like albums.
Okay.
Yeah.
You weren't doing compilations. I think those ones are more expensive.
No. We had like USBs, and we were able to compress and zip and put a lot of folders in.
You had USBs. What year is this?
Sure.
You don't remember?
No, I do.
Are you sure we had USBs?
Yeah, we did. Probably.
Flash drive.
Yeah.
200 megs.
No, it wasn't 200 megs. It was probably 512, the highest.
Hey, but I guess you're younger than me. Okay.
2002, 2003.
Oh, yeah. Because I remember when I was in varsity, which was around those years, like a 250 meg flash drive was a huge deal. You paid a lot of money for that.
256 megabyte. Yeah.
Okay.
That was a big one. That was a big one.
No, that was huge.
But that's why I had an argument.
500, 1,000 rand for it.
I had an argument with my principal, and I was like, I need a bigger than a 200 gigabyte. I need a terabyte. Because I asked him, what is bigger than gigabytes? He's like, terabyte. I was like, I need a terabyte. He's like, no, you never need. Yes.
You were speaking gigabytes.
Dude.
Not in primary school. Maybe.
Yes, in primary school. What are you talking about? In primary school, we had like I upgraded my 80 gig to a 200 gig.
This was a hard drive.
Yeah.
Not a USB.
No.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I'm talking about my hard drive.
Sure.
I'm saying that I asked my principal, can I get something bigger than a gigabyte? He's like, yes, there is. It's a terabyte. I was like, terabyte, yes, that's what I need. He's like, what do you need it for? I was like, I've got lots of stuff to... He didn't know I was pirating the whole of PlayStation. I pirated the whole of Universal Music.
Do you remember how much you were selling those things for? No.
Probably like 60 rand.
For?
Yeah, like a CD, 60 rand.
Wait, for a game?
No.
For
60,
music?
Yeah, our games, we were selling them for $30.
Okay.
Music, we'd probably put like, I don't know how many albums we could put on a disc folder. But we were selling albums in like collections.
Okay.
Like Tupac.
Okay.
Yeah.
And then Guba Kona...
It's all in there. Yeah, understand? You play it on Winamp or whatever.
Sure.
Yeah. What else did I do in business? After selling CDs, right, and selling music, or selling MP3s, I started making music.
Still in primary school?
Still in primary school. But on basic software, nothing complex, on EJ. It wasn't until I got to high school that's when I got the proper music software. or Fruity Loops. I call it proper music software, but it was just Fruity Loops. But now it's the guy. You know what I mean? Back then it was like, what are these kids using? Fruity Loops? No, we don't use that. We use Reason or whatever else.
Yeah,
I don't
people
know.
that
You would
use
know.
Reason thought they were like higher grade.
There was
PhDs.
yeah, and then Pro Tools. You know, you could only get Pro Tools at school, and you needed the thingamajig, the dongle for your Pro Tools to work. You know, yeah. So from there, that's when I started making beats.
Okay.
Right, for myself to rap on, but I wasn't making money off of them. I just made them. So I built up the skill for a number of years, and then I started getting into promoting events.
Still in high school.
Mm.
You never sold your beats?
No, I hadn't sold a beat yet.
Okay.
Right, but I had an event. Right.
Okay.
So I sold one beat, right, to Sugar Smacks.
You don't remember how much it was?
So 600 rand.
Oh, that's a lot of money.
Took him 4 months to pay me. That's 600 rand.
Okay.
But I was short.
That's not necessary.
Yeah.
600 rand for a beat.
Yeah, I was
in high school.
Yeah.
Ooh,
Now
those are good times.
Now I was short of 600 rand. I was short of 600 rand to pay for the flyers for the event.
No, tomorrow it took how many months for MKP 16?
Imagine, doc. Imagine.
Yeah, not that.
Imagine. Like, that was my problem. I was like, bro, it's just 6 sleep. I'm fine. I'm not even charging you like a lot of money. You know what I mean? And the only reason I charged him, I think I wanted to charge him 3K, and I said, I'll give you 5 beats for 3K. It was like 6. I only gave him one. It was his first single either way. So I guess it was historic in his career and my career as well.
I'd like to ask,
It's called Sugar Sugar.
Oh, no,
You know,
no ID.
that's the name of the-
Kanye West. Except,
Yeah.
what was my question now? Jeez.
No, but I need to tell you how I made money.
How did you meet Sugar Smacks and manage to make that sale?
Yeah, so I got off a taxi.
Okay.
I had my USB on me.
Minibus taxi, sure.
Yeah, I got on a taxi, and then I saw
Where was this?
in Newtown.
Okay.
I was coming from Protea.
So it.
Yeah, I was coming from Protea, so I come into town, and the taxi that I took coming into Thingamajig comes through Newtown to Bree. Right, I was going to catch a taxi from Bree to Randburg, from Randburg back home. I realized, damn, there's a concert happening at Mary Fitzgerald Square. So I got off, saw Sugar Smacks was there. You know what I mean? I bumped into him. Like, I got backstage, I spoke to him. I'm like, yo, I make beats, whatever. I can give you these beats. I've got my USB here. He's like, nah, take my number.
Hey, that's
Cool.
what's up.
And then hit me up. And then, yeah, one day I asked my sister to pick me up from school on a Wednesday. My sister picked me up from school, and we're driving down Jan Smuts from my school, and we're late for the meeting because I think my school finished early on a Wednesday, but I was late for the meeting. I was meeting him at the Rosebank, where Starbucks is now.
He
but it
hollered
used
at
to
you
be
and he said,
Standard
let's
Bank.
meet up.
Yeah, because he had an office at Ramdoop in Parktown North, opposite the what is it now? It's the Nando's in Parktown North. Is it 4th or something? Just by where neighborhood is.
I don't know where that is.
Yeah.
By the Uber offices.
Probably, yeah.
Okay.
Probably because they got that parking lot there, and there's
Sure.
yeah. I've seen a lot of Uber guys go there.
Okay.
In fact, yeah, there was a phone I was supposed to fetch there once, yeah, and I think it was stuck in an Uber. So maybe that's where the Uber offices are. Yeah. So opposite where the Uber offices are, there's like that bus terminal thing. Opposite there was an office called Ramdoop House. That's where Bada Bing was back then. So
Bada
he was,
Bing?
yeah, Bada Bing Entertainment.
Entertainment.
That's Sugar Smacks' office. So as we're driving up towards Rosebank, when we get towards where Standard Bank is in Rosebank, the car gets stuck. My sister's car, out of fuel. Right? And at the time, there was a truck strike. There was a strike. The truck drivers were on strike. The tankers were on strike. This is 2006, maybe. Ne? I was in high school. 2006, yeah, probably. 2006 or something. So 2006 or 2007, maybe. I can't remember. So when the car gets stuck, I tell my sister, relax. Just wait until all the cars pass you, ne? And then when it's free at the bottom, just roll back. Right? And then you'll turn. You see where the Mercedes-Benz is now on Jan Smuts there? It's just behind the thing. You'll turn back. You'll like make a U-turn there, and then we'll roll down. And then, yeah, my sister pulled the move as per my instruction. She just trusted me at that point in time, you know. She didn't question it. And we rolled backwards, rolled up, and then rolled all the way down and into the garage. Down there, it used to be a Sasol garage back then.
It's not a Cecil still.
I don't know what
But
it
okay.
is now, but we rolled in, nah, and then when we rolled in, they're like, "Damn it, there's no unleaded petrol."
Jeez.
And we're in
Lapo, you're still
Master's
running
Yaris. Yeah, I'm still running late. And then like, we're waiting and like, damn it, let's just pour maybe whatever. It's like, nah, wait a bit. As we wait a bit, then the truck finally arrives. It pours the fuel into the thing. So we waited for the truck to pour the fuel that's into it. And they're like, hey, but just pour a little bit because it's going to be dirty fuel because it's just, the truck's just poured. And then you'll come back later once it's settled and pour properly. He splashed, went up to Sugar Smacks. I gave him the CD, which had all the beats on it. And yeah, I guess my life has changed since then.
Oh, Walla Pharrell.
Yeah, no, because like...
So you sold beats. Sorry, we were getting to the events.
Well,
You mentioned 600 and
yeah.
then you spoke about events.
Yeah, so
You were going
the event that I was doing, I needed more money.
You were hosting an event.
Yeah, well, with my friends. My friends were hosting an event and like, yeah.
Where?
At Black Orchard, I think. Black Orchid.
Where's
yeah.
that?
It's in Deco Park, Northlands Deco Park in North Riding.
You guys just decided as kids, like say, let's put together a thing.
Yeah, there were already parties going on. There was other guys.
Oh, you were throwing a party,
Yeah, we were during events. There was a
Which
crew.
year was this, Nota?
It's 2007.
Okay.
So there was a crew, .3. There was Tibbs as well, Show Love. He was doing his thing. He was managing the DJs that we booked. Like he was managing Dimples and all of them. You know what I mean? Sent us invoices and stuff like that. It's like, yeah, no, when you book DJs, gotta do properly. We gotta do the contract. You know what I mean?
Hey.
Tibbs, we got groot man late. Tibbs, we got chilla. Tibbs was on some serious tip. He had like a poise of a guy who was like 20 years our senior and like experienced and like, yeah. So anyway, Tibbs put us on there, allowed us to book, I think, Dimples and Milkshake. You know what I mean?
R.I.P. You
both,
made money?
To both Dimples and to Tibbs, yeah. Yeah, and shout out to Milkshake.
You made money from that event?
Yeah.
Good
Quite
money?
a bit. Yeah, I think good money.
Maybe you don't remember how much?
Yeah, for 90K or some shit.
90K?
Yeah.
For yourself?
No, we split it.
How many people?
But I can't remember. I think it was 6 or 7 of us.
That's a lot of money.
Yeah,
you don't remember what grade you were?
Yeah, I was in grade 11.
And you realized, like, say, this is the thing. And then you started hosting events.
No, we were already doing it.
But I'm trying to figure out, when did you start
hosting
events?
After that event. After that event, yes.
Sure.
Yeah, after that event.
You realized there's money in events.
Yeah.
And you started hosting events.
Yeah, that was the focus.
Have you stopped?
But, yeah.
Why did you stop hosting events and when did you stop?
Because events are risky.
You've lost money.
Lots. Millions. Millions. You know what I mean? The reason why I stopped is because I stopped doing it in South Africa. The market had died in South Africa. It had been taken over by the liquor companies. So the liquor companies are the ones who host all the events now. So yeah.
Do you remember how long you hosted for? So you're saying 2006,
probably
7?
The last event that I was involved in was at the at Rap Life. So then Rap Life ended up becoming an events company who started doing events. So when was the last time I did anything with them? Probably December 2019.
Okay. The most amount of money, the most amount of money you've made from an event, from one event.
A couple million, I don't know.
From one?
Yeah.
Into your pocket?
Not into my pocket.
I'm asking specifically for you.
That's the thing.
Estimates, I know.
I never did events for myself or it's like for festivals, but the festivals made a lot of money. I never made any money from any event I've ever done personally.
Into your own pocket?
Never. Oh, well, maybe the first couple of events, yes, I made some money. But other than that, it was money that for the company to do things, you know what I mean?
Sure.
And okay. I wasn't, at that point in time, I wasn't working where the event is what's making me money. It was more the brand is what's making me money. Working.
Okay. How did you...
No, I just want to get that because it means there's some sort of business model or something changed in the industry. When you speak about eventing, went from individuals hosting parties to
liquor.
Can you unpack that?
Yeah, all the events now are hosted by the liquor companies. So as soon as eventing needed liquor sponsors, um, uh, the liquor sponsors tried to get as much leverage as they could, as possible. And then it got to the point where they had so much leverage that they weren't even using promoters anymore. They were using the talent that they could book because they had the budget to book the talent that would get the crowd there anyway. So you didn't need the promoter that's actually promoting the event to get the crowd there. And then once you don't need the promoter anymore and you can just use the talent, then whoever pays can own the event, and that's how they make money off of. Well, they don't even make money anymore, but now that's how they own the eventing space. And then for you as a promoter, you can't compete because you don't have the budget without the liquor companies investing in your event. And if they don't invest in your event and they're only doing whatever, Corona, whatever, or Sunset, or they're doing their own events, Jägermeister, what, they don't need the promoters anymore, then the industry is dead. So I did a little bit of it in the US instead. So I was like, okay, fine. I can bring South African music events to other countries. Yeah, and that's basically what I've been growing and developing.
Do you think it's still possible for high school kids, varsity kids, to make a little bit of money from throwing like house parties and the likes? Maybe
That's so
without
funny.
big
I was
name DJs.
talking to King Omar like for an hour yesterday. He's like a streamer. And I was like, yo, you know what's wrong with the industry right now? That all you kids are fucking streaming. So none of you guys are promoters. None of you guys are doing anything. All of you are streamers. All of you want to be Aiden Ross. So yes, there's rappers that are rapping. Yes, there's artists that are painting or doing crafts or any of that stuff. But there's no one that's curating that and bringing people around that because there's no more promoter culture. You know what I mean? Promoter culture was just about the kid who can throw the best party.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You could be the coolest kid in school if you could just throw the best party.
Yeah.
You know? And yeah.
Do you think there's still an opportunity there?
There's still an opportunity,
There's a
but
high
the kids
school
are too.
kid, a varsity kid watching, and they're like, no,
but
man,
they're
I
too
think
busy.
there's money in
They
house
can't.
parties
They're
and things.
too busy. They're too busy playing games.
So people won't attend.
Esports. And I won't lie, dog. The level of productivity lost to pornography is something that we have not calculated. We didn't have access to porn like these kids have access to porn. That's why
That's actually scary now that you tell me, because you know when kids get horny and the fact that they've got porn on tap.
and so what more do they need?
Fucking abusing.
I know Masimba.
But what more do they want to do?
What's going on?
Nothing about
And
it.
forget that. Every girl you desire has her own OnlyFans. So you could basically, in your mind, sleep with any girl you want.
I remember back us in high school, amachita to access porn. Begwa taxi rank.
Discs,
DVD.
the DVDs.
Yeah, but so fitara vouchampis, you know. What me say ninjani. They know what to funa.
But-
ilapha phansi
But all the niggas that had porn in their houses, kokas, ne?
Sure.
You'd never see them walking around kokas.
No, I'm just saying back then.
No. I'm saying back then, just to think about that. You'd never see them walking around. They'd be in their crib watching porn. The other niggas come through their crib, tengamapia, babugeli porn the whole day. You understand?
Wanking the shit out of their dicks.
You understand? They're not getting productive. So the kids of today, the youth of today, they'll never get anywhere because they're all addicted to porn. Like every high school. It's crazy. It's crazy. It's a contagion. If you take a kid to a high school, they're watching porn.
I've never understood the psychology of boys watching porn as a collective.
The thing is this, it's because of the lack of access. So that's what the thing.
So guys
Matter,
would
you
all
would
watch
wa-
at the same
Nah,
time.
I'm serious.
Bonus.
Even back in 2007.
You would watch it, but not commingle together.
Yeah.
You would
You
just
watch it
watch.
you watch it together.
And then you like saver in the bank.
The thing is this.
So moyo endlini uyakhumbula nje athi
Even when you're watching
No,
home,
but
you
let me
don't
tell you
agree
how I
anyone,
know.
So the memory is still clear.
No, let me tell you how I know. I never used to watch porn, right? Right? I never used to watch porn. Like
Sure.
never. Like as a kid growing up,
Why
right?
not?
Because I knew that no, it's bad.
You were scared.
No, I knew it was bad for you.
How did you know?
The way it was explained to me by my mother.
Oh, nice.
You
Oh,
understand?
you were scared out of it.
No, I wasn't scared out of it.
Okay. please
You
carry on.
can't like for me and my parents, like there were things that they knew how to explain in a way that would make sense. That would mean okay, clean.
Okay.
You understand? So this
So-
nigga will
so
never
during
go out
those
and do
years-
cocaine or whatever. You know what I mean? Because we've explained this to him,
Sure.
and he knows what happens, and he knows
Can you
the
please tell us
results.
what they said? Because I think there's a parent out there wondering. how
No,
their
that it
kid
will
solved.
destroy your brain. It will destroy your brain. You see, you've okay. So my parents always impressed upon me since I was a baby that I've got a brilliant mind, and that's something that they worked very hard to protect, and that I should also work hard to protect.
Hola, Russell Crowe. Beautiful mind.
Yeah.
Come on.
Yeah. Well, I mean, they even watched that movie with me,
Hey.
and they're like, "Hey, you like this guy?" But
Hey.
I'd be like, no. He's crazy. He's crazy.
I want another thousand.
I always had a fear of being crazy. That's the thing. It's like, you know, like all these guys that they say are brilliant, they always end up being crazy. At which point am I going to go crazy? You know what I mean? Like, and they tried to convince me I'm crazy for the longest time. You know what I mean? So yeah. So
Your parents were trying to protect
my mind.
your brilliant mind.
my brilliant mind. So
Sure.
like
So they'd give you advice regarding.
certain things. You know what I mean? That's why I was so offended when I fell asleep in front of the TV and Emmanuel ended up playing and my mother like saw me falling asleep. I was asleep in front of the TV.
Is that
right?
the story?
And Emmanuel was playing.
that
No,
your
seriously,
story?
she woke me up while Emmanuel was playing.
That's your
but
story?
think about it. Hold on.
That's your story.
Why is the channel
Is
go
that your
ETV?
story?
Yeah?
Why is the channel go ETV in the first place?
What do you mean? ETV used to play nice things.
Oh,
though.
Friday action night.
What?
No, it wasn't Friday Action Night. I don't know what it
Saturday.
was. I don't know what it was. I don't know what day it was. But
You just
all
know
I
it was
know
Emmanuel
is
Day.
that I couldn't believe it. Because I knew that, dog, by the time I knew Emmanuel plays. You understand?
How-
Other kids
how
watch
did you know
Emmanuel. Other kids watch it. Come on, dog. I went to
they
school.
will tell you about it.
Yes, they tell you that, yo,
They're
at
like,
midnight at
Nota,
ETV.
Saturday, ETV.
Whatever the case may be.
And
And
not
then I
by
was so
mistake.
disappointed that my mother catches me on the... And I've never even watched it. Like... I've never even watched it. Like, I've never watched it.
this is
And
your
now
story.
I'm guilty.
This is
But-
your
Oh,
story.
Shasha Tina, no.
This is your defense.
I'm so confused. Oh,
This is your
Tina.
defense. I fell asleep in front of the TV
That
on
time
ETV.
you woke up horny, then the mother finds you like, oh, not the.
No, never.
Emmanuel was junk.
Imagine. I don't know.
Emmanuel was fucking trash.
I've never watched Emmanuel.
Emmanuel was trash if you're watching the real porn. But I
Okay.
was like, what are they doing?
Besides the
there?
Okay,
real
but
porn,
either way-
Emmanuel, you'd wait forever just to see like a nipple. It was fucking garbage. Soft porn is, yes, you'd rather actually not watch fuckle. Soft porn is garbage. It's like
Okay, did you ever watch Cup
eating
Chicks?
rocks. It's like we're just smelling meat and then eating papa. It's like, hey, ngono siyeke. Just give me veggies. Sorry.
Did you watch? No. I might have a paper towel in my pocket.
Too late.
Yeah, man.
What did you watch, Nota?
Emmanuel is
So
rubbish.
I watched Cup Chicks.
Wasn't it?
Cup Chicks is a psyop. You drink your coffee, finish your coffee.
What is it, a documentary?
It's a psyop.
I don't know.
It's basically to make you watch porn. It's a psyop. It gets past your gag reflex. So it's the most it's the most disgusting porn you'll ever watch.
Are you explaining how you started watching porn?
Yes, it's called Cup Chicks.
So you're saying this is how you got into
So
porn?
to make you watch porn, they'll make you watch Cup Chicks. From then on,
Who's they?
when you watch, like, just in general, the people that made Cup Chicks were trying to make everyone else watch porn.
Where did you
Because there's
watch
lots
it?
of
I don't
people.
know what you're talking
I watched
about.
it on my friend's computer.
What is he talking about?
I don't know. what you're talking
I don't know who had it, but it was either between Raphael Griffiths, I'm going to name names, Tumi Mukwena, T1. Yeah. Elijah.
This is not a documentary.
Elijah Lubala.
This is not.
Nobi. Yeah, ATM.
Hey, snitch.
We're
don't
all
you-
together,
He can't
we're all
even take
together.
accountability and be like, this is when I started watching porn.
No, I never
He
had
has
that.
to drag everyone down with
They
him.
were the one who showed it
These
to
are
me.
the guys that made me watch
They
porn.
watched it. They watched it before. So they wanted to see how long I could watch it as well.
I hate the
So they
fact that
watched
you
it
even
before.
said it because kids are going to rewind and then be like, no, we must look this thing up.
What is it?
Cup Chicks.
Cup chicks.
Yeah.
Hey, say,
No, but once you've watched Cup Chicks, you'll always be able to watch
bleep
porn.
it out.
No,
And
no,
then
no.
I watched bleep.
No, I'm serious.
And then that got me into porn. Which was it? It was
It
bleep.
didn't get me into porn. It's just that now that I watched it, once I saw porn, I wouldn't just automatically switch off. Whereas before then, if I see porn, I know, fuck it.
Oh.
You
And
understand what I'm
after
saying?
watching this porn,
Dog, Cup Chicks is not just porn. It's like girl on girl action, right? And then the reason it's called, it's two girls in one cup. So the girls...
Okay, you don't have to
they're
explain.
naked.
You don't have to explain.
They
You don't have to
shit in the
explain.
cup. and then
No,
they
man.
suck
Come on, man.
the shit.
Okay, no,
And they
let's-
kiss
nah,
each other.
nah. Please shut it down. Please shut it down. Please shut it down. Even for
You
me.
understand?
Please shut it down. Please shut
okay,
it down.
okay.
And then,
That's
and then
cup
after
chicks.
watching that thing, you started watching porn.
And now I could watch porn.
Okay.
Mm.
What's outside of your parents speaking to you?
Mm.
What's wrong with porn?
Porn fries your brain. Like, it kills your motivation. Like,
Doesn't mean anything.
if you jerk off, you won't be horny anymore. If you're not horny anymore, you won't procreate.
The issue is not porn.
No, the issue is porn. It's what it does to you.
The effect of the porn.
It's the peak dopamine. Like,
I'm just asking, is it,
there's
the,
no
is it
drug.
the porn or the
There's
masturbation?
no drug that gets you the level of dopamine that porn gets you.
Is it the porn
There's
or,
no
the,
drug.
or the masturbation?
It's both, because either way,
Is there something wrong with dopamine?
You can jerk off just watching porn if you've watched enough porn. If you're a porn guy, sometimes you can. You understand? You're not jerking off, but I'm just saying you're watching porn, and then all of a sudden, warota.
What does that mean?
That, like, you come, you ejaculate.
You come.
Again,
There's niggas that
I'm
are
asking,
kissing
is
a
the-
girl and ejaculate in their pants.
I'm just asking, is the issue the porn or the ejaculation?
Well, I mean, if it's pointless ejaculation, yes.
No,
'Cause you're
man,
not doing it-
I'm trying to ask like a serious question.
Yeah.
When we tell young kids, we say, be careful of porn, stay away
Mm.
from porn, we need to be able to articulate
Yeah.
why. They're like, yeah, but you guys have sex. And so what's wrong with porn? And
Yeah,
we
but
need to be able to articulate
that's the
outside
thing.
of just it fries your
That's the
brain to
thing,
say,
that-
listen, the more you watch the stuff, the more, let's say, for example, it numbs your reality. And the more you ejaculate, maybe it does something mentally, physically to you, which is why you can't
kills your
perform
motivation
in
for
other
everything.
things.
Yeah, it kills your motivation.
Ejaculating.
Yeah.
A lot. No, I'm just saying this includes having a lot of sex.
No, because it's an accomplishment to have sex. You need to find someone that's willing to have sex with you. Unless you're paying for sex, then that's also bad. Because as long as it's not an accomplishment to actually have the sex, then it's pointless sex.
Anything that comes easy.
Yeah. So to speak.
Oh, no.
In both ways.
I mean, my concern with porn, I'm
if
sorry
you
that
come
we,
too easily, then
I'm
it's
sorry
not,
we're
it's pointless.
deviating on porn. I don't even remember how it came up.
We're talking about why don't kids promote and do the things that you
Oh,
used to do.
'cause we said
when you were
they
young? 'Cause they're
addicted to
too-
porn.
Yeah, they're too much.
I mean, now one of my big
porn.
concerns with porn, and we've had a chat, Namachita, regarding this, is for a lot of people, there's like entry-level porn, Bono Emmanuel, soft porn, which is relatively safe and it's okay. But I think
No
it's some...
porn is safe.
Sure.
Instagram is not safe anymore because it's porn. It's soft porn. It's Emmanuel.
And if you get off on it, at some point you start being numb to that because it's so easily accessible and it's unearned.
No.
And then
that's the
you
worst
start-
thing.
you start
you become
wanting-
numb to the real thing.
You start wanting more aggressive porn.
No. Yeah. Okay. Yes. That's the one
And
thing.
as you watch more aggressive porn, by the time you get to real life sex, it's not doing anything for you. So now you might
No.
end up doing crazy things in real life, or you just end up just watching the porn itself because it's the only thing that gets you off. It's similar to there's entry level drugs, and then when the high is not good enough, you start going harder because you're like, I'm not feeling anything.
The ultimate porn
and then
addict
it
is a
fucks you
cuck.
up.
And so you're so addicted to porn, you can only enjoy sex if you're watching someone have sex with your partner.
That's Diddy. Or was it Diddy? He didn't do that.
That
He wasn't
Diddy.
watching
No, it wasn't
Cassie?
Diddy. No, Cassie's not his partner. She's a hoe.
No, that's not true.
It is.
No, it's not.
Yes, she is.
They used to go to events together.
Yes.
He used to announce as his
Yes,
partner.
yes,
You can
I
try and
know.
spin it how you
No,
want.
I
All I was
understand that.
asking is, was
Okay,
Diddy
why
watching?
why
Was
they have
Diddy
no kids?
watching?
Why they
don't
have no
defend
kids?
Diddy.
No, I'm just saying.
I'm asking a
Diddy
question.
had many kids with many other women, right? Many women that he had
Was
kids
Diddy
with.
watching-
Wait. Diddy had many women that how many?
Many other women.
Many other women.
We are Tintega, not Diddy.
No, he only. I'm saying to you that he only. He never freaked off with his baby mamas.
But that doesn't mean anything.
It does.
No, it
because
doesn't.
those are the mothers of his children.
You can't say
So
the
he
guy.
sees them
you can't say a
differently.
guy is not an abuser because he's never beaten a
I've
woman.
never said he's
and
not an
only
abuser.
beaten this one.
I never said he's not an abuser. I'm saying he never
asking
freaked
you a
off.
question.
So when you say his girl, yes, I understand. To the world, they might have had a public relationship, but to him, he's like, yo, if I bring
You know Diddy personally like that, and he explained to you
no,
that
I
this is
don't
not
know
my
Diddy
girl.
personally like that, but I understand.
Why are you explaining on his behalf?
Because I understand how that works. You can
Why
have
are
a-
you explaining on his behalf
Let me
when
tell you-
everyone knows
let
it
me
was
tell-
his partner?
Okay, let me tell you how you get it. You know, I get this hot girl. Now, I know this hot girl, everybody wants her. I can give everybody this hot girl, but only under strict conditions where I'm in control.
Okay.
Do you understand what I'm saying? So I market to this hot girl because I am Nota, who I am, right? If I've got a hot girl next to me, people want her just because they want the same level of girl as me, and I've got a hot girl, right? And because I'm known. So they're like, yeah. You understand? And maybe your enemies want to smash your girl or whatever, all the other motivations why niggas would want your girl if you've got a hot girl, right? And you're well known, right? Now you can use that as a bargaining chip. Let's go to Nokia. I want a new cell phone deal. Or Ciroc, whatever the case may be. You understand? This girl that I've got is a hot model. If I'm sitting with the Ciroc CEO and I'm like, yo, Ciroc CEO, come on, let's sign this deal. I'll let you smash my honey. I'm giving you my honey on a platter. Do you understand what I'm saying? Let's say I want to get my show on DSTV. You understand? I say, yo, here's my honey. Smash my honey. You understand? Allow me to produce shows for DSTV or SABC. You understand? And all of a sudden, I've got all the shows on
That
SABC.
theory is plausible, but why would you not want to accept that Diddy might be a cuck himself?
It's not about him being a cuck because he doesn't cuck with his baby moms.
Again, you're going back to my example. Just because I've never beat up other women and I beat up one, it's like,
Yeah.
oh, that's not really his woman. That's why he beat her up.
No.
Because there's another explanation.
Okay.
Why can you not accept?
Because
why can you not accept that Diddy might be a cuck?
No, it's not about me accepting whether he might be a cuck. I don't care whether he's a cuck or not. What I'm trying to say is that the Cassie situation is different because both of them were in business. Both of them were doing that business. She knows what she is. She's the femme fatale, the one that attracts. She's like, gay.
So Diddy was doing this thing that
people-
you're speaking about. Letting people smash his woman.
Yes, that's what happened in court.
It sounded like that was bothering you.
It's not that it was bothering me.
You just want to
saying-
explain that it might not
I
be
wasn't
classic.
framing it with her being a victim. All I'm saying is that Cassie's not a victim in that. Do you understand what I'm saying?
But why would anyone be a victim in a cuck situation?
No, in the cuck situation is that she might claim she's a victim because she only did that because she loved her partner. And that's what he wanted because he's corrupted by porn so much, you understand? Which is what you were alluding to. That porn corrupts you so much, you end up becoming a cuck, you understand? I'm saying the Diddy situation was not like a cuck situation.
But it
because
could
you can see, he can be a cuck in the situation that allows him to be a cuck. But for me, a real cuck is if the girl of your dreams, the woman you love, you understand? The one you've got kids with and
It
everything
doesn't
else.
have to be the woman you love.
For
and the girl of
me,
your
I'm
dreams.
saying for me.
That's your only definition of
me.
cuck.
Let me tell you something. I can pretend to date a girl. I can go to the strip club, get some of the girls that like me or whatever, right? Pretend that we're dating. Right? I know she's from the strip club. You understand what I'm saying? I can go wherever, try to get deals with niggas, use her and say, yeah, let's go, whatever, let's run a train on this girl. You think, yo, you're running a train on my girlfriend. It's not my girlfriend, it's just a girl that I know from the strip club. Do you understand what I'm saying? That's how other guys made money. You understand? That's what the party promotion life was leading me towards. And that's why I cut myself off of that party promotion and club promotion. Because everybody else that I started with, or my contemporaries, they ended up becoming pimps. Because that's the pipeline for that.
Is that something that still happens now?
I mean, it's either pimps, drug traffickers, either of the two. The club lifestyle is all about prostitution and drugs. You understand? So that's why I extricated myself from that. And I focused on making music, producing artists, like taking an artist from nothing to a household name, building brands like that, collaborating with other brands, whether it be corporate brands, you know what I mean, whether it be social justice brands, etc., etc. And parlaying all of that to work on my own personal brand so that I can sell myself directly to the public. And that is what I'm working on now. So in the cause of me making music, I was able to create assets. So a lot of the music that I created are assets. You know, I own rights in whether it be writing or whether it be like the actual copyright, the sound recording, you know, a lot of music that earns me money. And then I also, because of how well I did that, I also consult or assist other people with their rights management. And then I get, you know, a cut off of that. And that's basically how I make money now.
Thank you. When did you start producing and managing artists? So you spoke about leaving events in 2019.
Producing an artist. You know what I mean? To make an artist into a product.
Not producing music.
No, it's not about the music.
Managing and
No,
developing
producing
art.
the artist. Yes, developing the artist. Yes.
When did you start that?
I started probably 2007, I'd say.
Still in school?
Yeah. After I met Smacks, after I gave him a beat, I started my artist development journey, because that's where I started with Squatter Camp and doing their social media and all that stuff.
Was that paying you?
No, it wasn't paying me. Well,
You-
I guess I was getting Nando's when I was in the office. I used to come once a week.
At which point do you start earning from developing artists?
At which point does one start earning from developing
Did you?
artists? I don't think I have never earned a cent of developing artists.
Is there no money in that space?
There is lots of money. I just never did it for money.
How can you make money from those spaces?
Well, you get paid.
The artist pays
Pay
you
you, yeah.
directly, okay?
Uh-huh.
What are you offering the artist? Like, I'll get you gigs, I'll get you interviews.
No, not really. Is that I'll make you a brand. That's it. A household name. So getting the gigs, those are part of being a brand. Building a brand is like, how many people have you performed for? How many people have seen you at your highest level? Your highest level is when you're actually performing live, right? It's not a recording in a CD or anything else, but that's also one of the levels, right? So how many people can I expose you to that will now value that performance at enough money for you to now become a lucrative brand? So
They can pay you for that.
they'll pay you for that. So like now, because Thandiswa Mazwai, she's performed at the Apollo Theatre, at whatever, at all these places. She did the Tiny Desk and all these things, and so got over 1 million views because her performance has been so exposed. When she's doing a show at the Joburg Theatre and she says, I'm doing a show 1 night or 3 nights, 600 Rand per ticket. Will people be willing to buy that?
Yeah.
Yes, they'll be willing to buy that because the artist has been developed to the point where people are willing to spend 600 Rand on a ticket to experience them.
I want to deviate a
Now,
bit.
the highest level of developing is now when you're Beyonce and you're selling out entire stadiums where people are willing to pay $600 just to come to the stadium where you're performing. You know what I mean?
I want to deviate a bit. I've got a concern, and I don't know if you have a view on it. There are certain artists, entertainers, skilled people, visual artist, musician, actor, who develop their brand to a premium level. Denzel, Beyonce, as you said, whoever. And they price...
I wouldn't say we put Denzel and Beyonce in the same thing.
He's not a premium actor.
Denzel is not a stadium actor. Do you understand what I'm saying? Denzel is not doing your Hitch. You know, Denzel is not doing... what's that other Will Smith movie where he's a superhero? With Charlize Theron? Hancock. Denzel's not doing your Hancock. Do you understand what I'm saying? Denzel is not doing your independent...
Let me change the example for you.
No, I'm just saying,
your
like,
understanding.
Will Smith is the mass. You understand? Big box office numbers. You understand what I'm saying?
I'm going to change the example for your understanding. I think other people understood what I meant. So we'll say Will Smith. So they get to a certain level where they price at a premium. And it seems that some of these guys, including visual artists, painters, etc., they fall off. They're not really that cool. And they struggle to price...
in South Africa?
No, just globally.
Okay.
They struggle to price at different levels. Look, you used a good example like Thandiswa Mazwai. And I'm just asking your thoughts on pricing. Like you can price at a premium at a point and get a lot of people to pay. Then other stars come up and you're not that cool anymore. But then people, I'll use, may they rest in peace, Miriam Makeba.
It's not about pricing. Yes, okay, I understand.
Hugh Masegela.
But pricing does affect it because price does affect the amount of people that can access you. But don't use that. Use Elton John as an example. Elton John will do for 5 years, right? He'll do small shows, maximum capacity 1,000 people, right? Paying high levels, right? All around the world. Each and every time, let's say you'll go to Vienna, you'll do 1,000 people. The demand is high enough for him to sell out a stadium, but he's doing 1,000 people. So that demand builds up, pent-up demand. Then after 10 years, when he does his world tour, he's got that pent-up demand. All those people that missed out on that 1,000 people experience, right, are now willing to pay the same premium that they'd pay for that 1,000 people experience at a stadium. Do you understand what I'm saying? So let's say he's selling tickets at £100 a ticket for these 1,000 experience, right? So he's making £100,000 a show. That's what, 25 million rand or something, yeah? Or something like that.
I don't know what the exchange rate is.
Yeah, it's 25, right? 25.
We can keep it at £100,000.
But you just need to max it out because we want to do it for a South African context, right?
Sure.
So now all those other shows that you've missed out on for the 10 years, right? That now equal like a stadium show. You would have never performed for those people. Let's say a stadium is 50,000 people, right? So you performed for 49,000 less than your actual demand is currently, right? Only so that you can keep that demand pent up, right? To raise the price for that 49,000 to the same level as you've raised it for the 1,000.
Sure.
Right? So when your demand was at the highest, you kept the supply low. Supply is super, super, super low to make the tickets a premium. And because now you've had that pent-up demand for so long, now you've got the masses willing to pay the premium price for the full experience, even though it's not as intimate, they're not as close to you. You can't, do call and response with particular individuals in the crowd because now you're at a 49,000 scale, but you're still getting the same money out of the audience. So that's what they don't do. So what they do is that they'll do all these shows, right? And they'll never do them at a premium. In fact, they won't even do their own shows. They'll do festivals and whatever. And now when I go to whatever club, I see the top acts. Incidentally. I can see a Kabza incidentally, whatever. Why the hell am I going to Loftus to go and watch Kabza when I've watched him every single weekend at, what more is he going to do for that 49,000 people at Loftus that he's not doing? You understand? For the people that he's performing for free at the club. And that's a much more intimate setting.
I'm not sure if you're answering me.
Yes.
No,
I didn't get to finish my
your
question.
question.
There are a lot of people in the arts, in media, who are struggling financially because at some point they were so expensive and they're struggling to adjust their pricing because they're like, I've performed here and whatever.
Can you give us a name or you don't want to?
Well, I made examples with Tabo Hugh Masegela, not that they're struggling, but
They never
to say
struggled.
they get to a level that they're so big
Yeah.
that they almost can't do smaller gigs.
They can't.
They can only do big ones, but they aren't enough and you're not that hot anymore.
No, you're not hearing what I'm saying. What I'm saying is that you can still get the amount that you get for that small thing by limiting yourself.
Can you say people that are Lira? Is Lira one of them?
You see, the
On
problem
your
is that
side?
it's not that they charge too high. So a lira, right?
Now I'm trying to figure out if Lira is a person that Pen
No,
would think
Lira
of.
does her own shows. And when she's not doing her own show, she's charging, however, 100 and something thousand, 200,000 and everything else. She doesn't need to ever drop her prices because she's already benchmarked herself. Those people are benchmarked.
That's my
Zonke.
concern. That
Zonke, same thing. She's already
Aye.
benchmarked herself. Now, the problem is that there's a babe Sotumo who will be hot in a particular season,
Marados?
then charge Zonke prices because she's in so much demand, not knowing that she hasn't benchmarked herself as a performer like Zonke has. She hasn't proven herself as a performer like Zonke has over the time, or like a Tandiswa has. And then she's the one that when things now start slowing down for her, she now needs to go down to a lower price. Whereas she might have been charging 150,000 rands per show at her peak, now she's charging less than 50,000 rands per show. But the Zonkes and the Liras, and they benchmarked themselves, they built up to that level. They're at that level. And they were not getting that money just because they were hot. No. They were getting that money because they'd earned it. They had a following, and that following is willing to pay that money. And that following is willing to reserve their demand for later. Like I put to you for the Elton John show. Just because Elton John is performing for 1,000 people today doesn't mean there aren't 49,000 people that would have wanted to get those tickets and can afford to get those tickets. What that means is that 49,000 people will wait for the opportunity when they can go to a show. That's that pent-up demand, whether it takes 10 years. You understand? And if it takes them that long to go to that show, they know that it's a rare experience. So they're still going to pay that high premium price. So the problem is that people don't benchmark themselves. They work on hype. And in South Africa, we work on hype too much. And hype means that you can use your hype to get past all the mistakes that you're making. You understand what I'm saying? So you don't have the proper management. You're not doing what Tibbs taught us in the beginning. You don't have contracts whenever you do a booking. You don't have all these things. You're just doing it madala side. You know what I mean? Getting some money in cash because you want to avoid VAT or all those types of things. You're doing all those things. When you're hot, you can get away with those things. But when you're no longer hot, when you now need to do the work, the groundwork, you cannot get away with all those things. And that's why you can create the impression that you're a high-level artist or you're a very prominent artist in South Africa very quickly. But to maintain that is much harder. And to maintain that actually takes the actual work.
I think I'm trying to figure out what problem I was trying to raise. I think it's got something to do with people maybe not knowing their worth, to what Nota's saying about benchmarking, number one. Maybe unearned hype is the other one. Knowing when you're actually a big deal and when you're not is probably what they struggle with. And some of my concerns become when people fill up domes or when people do corporate gigs.
And now they can't.
And then in their heads, they're like, that's me. You know, AKA would speak about went from 5 clipper to 25 Stina. And I almost wish there was like a mini lecture to explain, did you go from 5 clipper to 25 Stina earned and sustainable? Or is it you were actually
he made that 5 clipper with
not a
tips.
5 clipper guy, maybe you're a 2 Stina guy, and you happen to make 25 Stina at a corporate gig, but you're actually a 2 Stina guy.
You're not a consistent
and it
25
becomes
Stina.
a lecture, yeah.
Do you understand what I'm
because
saying?
The day you want to book,
Did you
Casper
fill up
or
the
whatever,
dome?
it's-
Did you fill up the dome because you have beef with the biggest rapper in the country? Or did you fill up the dome because people want to see you performing and they love your music?
I think it doesn't matter though.
It does matter because if you fill up the dome, if you fill up the dome because people are such big haters of AKA, right?
that is that hype argument.
The hype.
Yeah.
If
They're
it's
doing it
like
for
the
hype.
rivalry, we want to humble AKA.
Kendrick Lamar.
You
That's
understand?
Arguably,
The
would
Kendrick
be
Lamar
hard
thing.
because he's beefing with Drake.
Listen to the episode we did.
Even though we can counter
Listen
that
to the
with his-
episode we did last time.
But then you
What did
can't-
I talk about? Hold on. What did I talk about? I said this Kendrick and thing killed hip hop because Kendrick is not the guy. He's not the superstar. He's not the guy that's gonna be out there and do everything it takes to be the biggest rapper in the world. He's not the poster boy for rap.
Sure.
Whereas Drake is. He's willing to do everything. He's willing to do a BBL. He's willing to do. You understand what I'm saying? He's willing to do that. You understand? For the sake of being the biggest superstar, the most talked about. You understand?
That was,
Kendrick is not
that was a
willing to do
random
that.
example, the PBL.
Whatever the case may
Okay,
be.
no,
I
it's okay.
said he had a BBL.
Pendo as an example, man.
Listen, I was discussing this with your brother,
Wait,
right? I
listen.
was discussing this with your brother, right? Because your brother is a gym guy. You're also a gym guy, but you're not as
No,
consistent.
it's natural Western African genes, my brother.
So
These are natural Western African
I
genes,
sent
my brother.
Drake's picture. Drake had a picture of his. So I sent it to his brother because I'm like, you're a gym guy. You can tell if these are real muscles or this is AI or this is.
He said BBL.
He said BBL.
I knew it.
You and
Benson.
Penson send each other men's bums.
No, abs. Yes, Drake's abs. Drake posted his
Oh,
abs.
not his ass.
His abs, yes.
Abs, man.
His
I'm-
abs.
You and Penson exchange men's abs.
Yeah, I sent him a picture, yeah.
You guys exchange men's bodies.
It was one thing. I was like, Chief, is this real? Are these real?
And you
I
guys
was on a quad. That's why you sent it to him.
Why would I have a quad?
You
Why are
guys
you
were
sending
both.
it?
You guys were both analyzing.
Have you seen Penson?
Huh?
He's much bigger than me.
Oh,
Yeah, I'm just saying. I sent it to a big guy.
Yes, why do you want to verify Nota?
From a big guy. I'm like, this.
Cause no more. You wanted
No,
Drake
it looked weird. It looked weird. It looked like a BBL. I'm like, hey, this doesn't look natural.
so this is a real example that you think Drake might have done a BBL.
Well, he's had lipo. I know thingamajig. You know what I mean? Brazilian butt lift, lipo, all those are cosmetic surgeries.
Anyways,
I know-
Kendrick Lamar and hype and filling domes and hype versus earned
Understand?
income.
So Kendrick Lamar was like, damn it, we're tired of Drake dominating the game for so long, so let's support him. That's the same thing as Casper. Coincidentally, Casper would open up for Kendrick Lamar. And AKA would open for Drake, right?
I don't remember.
Yeah.
Okay.
But then if
No, sorry. I still wanted to get to this point. 'Cause this is important. It's just
At Gallagher Estate.
the thing I'm crying about is people that sell their talent don't know how to price,
yeah.
and sometimes they are price takers. And at some point, someone gives them a price that is so ridiculous, and they're like, "Oh shit, my paintings are worth 5 million," and you're like, "No, they're not."
It
Just so happened that this Arab guy, whether he's cleaning money or whatever, bought, and now you think you're that, and now you're not selling. And every time someone wants to buy, you're like, "No,
avoiding
I'm a
tax.
5 million
Yeah,
rand
high price.
artist," and you're like, You're actually not. And I think Uzonke was a great example because Uzonke has got a solid career.
No, she's got a solid fan base. So she
Well,
doesn't post.
but she doesn't need hype or a big track that's trending. But she's like, this is me. And
No, she sells tickets. That's the thing. Is that
yes, she's got a solid career.
yes,
is what I'm saying.
but what I'm trying to say is that when Penuel wants to now get Zonke out, she's like, but I just do Carnival City and that's 3.5 million rand, bro. You understand what I'm saying? So now you offering me 200,000 rands to get out of my house. And when I leave my house and I prepare and I rehearse with my band and everything else, I'm making 3.5. Why must I take your 200,000 rand? It doesn't make sense for me. Sure. And that's why she says no to you. Do you understand what I'm saying? Because she knows she's got a fan base.
She's got a reference
she's
point.
Earned it.
It's not that she was
It wasn't a hype
by a big corporate for 3.5 and now she won't take 200.
Do you understand what I'm saying?
She's actually worth 50.
You understand? So now when she does your show for 350,000, because she's like, okay, fine, I'll do it for 350 for your little corporate show. She knows that when she's doing that show, there's still that other 3,000 people that are willing to pay the 500 rand for a ticket or whatever.
Another question, quick one, as we close off this point. Why do you think Black Coffee you performer go scrapyard in Newcastle?
Because they pay him that much.
Which much?
The amount of money. I've booked
that
Black Coffee. Yes, they book Black Coffee.
You think scrapyard in Newcastle pays Coffee his international rate?
It's not his international rate. He's got a local rate. He understands he's got a local rate. He's got a rate for everywhere. He understands.
Why does he do that? I think is
Coffee's rate is based off of a percentage of what you would make on door and bar takings globally. So if, let's say,
that
in
almost
Ibiza,
means you could perform anywhere, Mas.
Anywhere, yes.
As long as it meets a percentage.
Yes.
So, stupid example.
Yes.
That means Ukofi could take 5,000 if he agrees that I know this is how much that fits in my formula. I then just choose that I don't want to do it, but this is how I work on this model, and then I just choose. So maybe the reason you do scrapyard is I like performing there. It's nice.
No, because scrapyard can sell enough liquor to afford him.
Yo, I don't know scrapyard, but she's like
it's in Newcastle. It's one of the hottest places in Europe. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, but they can sell enough liquor to afford him. Think about how much liquor they're selling for that event, right?
I was going to say, based on what you were answering now,
because usually when Black Coffee is at scrapyard, it's a free entry. It's not really paid entry. Yes, the VVIP is they pay, but usually most people pay. Don't pay.
Geographical location might determine price. So even in the Elton John example, if he's got a 50,000 demand in, let's say, the UK, he may be willing to use a different model in South Africa because maybe someone has done the data collection to say, oh, here you've only got 20,000.
No.
Maybe at this price. No, I'm just making an example. Going back to Lentia Coffee.
No. It's the right example, but it's the opposite. Okay. So if he's got 50,000 demand in South Africa, right? That 50,000 at the highest price point, they can sell the same amount, or he can make as much money as he could for selling a 500 capacity place in the UK. So that's why he'd rather do the 500 capacity place in the UK than come and do 50,000 in South Africa. Do you understand what I'm saying?
We're discussing different things, but it's okay.
It's the same thing.
No, we're discussing different things.
It's the same thing because at Scrapyard, the reason why Black Coffee does that is because they're able to do a big enough show to sell enough liquor to afford the fee that he would want for that region based on like the income of the area.
But it's not based on international rates. Himself. That's basically what I'm saying.
Every market has got its own market rates.
That's what I was trying to explain.
There's no such thing as international when it comes to markets. The same way Spotify...
Yeah, you weren't hearing me. It's okay.
No, I'm saying the same way Spotify is 70 Rand per month in South Africa. It's $20 per month in the US or $19 per month in the US. If you do the exchange rate, that's what? 350 Rands per month for Spotify in the US, right? At 17.5.
Okay. No, thank you. So you'd manage artists and you're saying you wouldn't make money, but you built...
No, I develop
artists. Okay.
Yeah. But I would do it just for the sake of having a greater influence in the industry, which is what I was actually leveraging. I was building my brand as an artist developer so I could have a more influential role in the industry as a whole.
2 questions. Number 1, what's the difference between talent development and talent management? And number 2, when you spoke about building assets, if you don't mind sharing what the figures are in writing and those kind of things.
So yeah, but
Talent development, talent management.
Talent management is like you're managing a talent. It's like being a maintenance guy is being a manager. When there's a tap broken, you understand, you
You're
fix
a
it.
coach, you're a babysitter,
You
you're
understand?
there by their side.
But you're not the person that built this building. You understand? You're
Is
not
it
the
like a
construction
football
guy.
coach versus a football manager? Is it manager or owner?
No, a founder. You're the founder of the brand.
Do you own the talent as a
You're a
developer?
founder of the brand. You don't own the talent because the talent is possessed by the talent. You know what I mean? It's a human resource.
What do you do?
You take
So
you take
there's
the
the
talent
manager,
and you
okay.
turn them into a brand. That's what I'm saying. Is that you develop them into a brand.
What
You
does the
understand?
manager do?
So basically, Tiko Modise is Tiko Modise. But you put him in Pirates, you put him in Sundowns and everything else, and he's a footballer, he's in the league, he's able to earn money. He becomes a brand.
Sure.
Yeah.
What does a manager do?
The manager is the person that takes care of the brand once it's been established. So you only become a manager once there's something to manage. If I'm finding someone who's a raw talent, who's never done anything before, right? And I'm managing the talent at its gestation, then I'm a talent developer. I'm not actually a manager.
Okay, let's use an example.
So I've never been a manager.
Ubulelwa, Zahara. So she was discovered in the Eastern Cape. And then she was brought to Joburg, and I'd like to think she lived with the Ngizas.
Those are her developers, her talent developers,
That
brand developers,
discover
everything.
and then develop her into a brand.
Yeah, into the brand that is Zahara. She never even had that name. She was Spinach.
And then the manager becomes the person who's helping her get to the gigs,
takes
make
care
sure
of
that you
the,
are paid.
Yeah, yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
And you were a talent developer.
Yeah.
You don't do this anymore.
I still do it, but I'm doing it for myself.
You're saying
I'm developing myself as a talent.
You're saying there's no money there.
There's lots of money in there.
In talent development, who pays you?
Yes. The brand pays you. Once that brand has got value, you've got ownership of the brand. That's why I say that the ownership is within the brand.
How do you quantify that you deserve a cut? So I meet a young boy, Emadadeni. He's an amazing singer, performer, etc. And I want to bring him to Joburg and turn him into something and hand him over to the people that are gonna turn him into a superstar. But how do I quantify that I deserve a cut once the brand is established?
No, you deserve a cut, just in general, for the fact that you've embarked on the journey of developing the brand, right?
Do I draft the
Now,
contract?
Yeah, you do to protect that cut. What determines how much of a cut you take is what will maintain the going concern. So the going concern is based on your relationship with the talent as the developer. So if you take too big of a cut, you're not going to have a long relationship. Therefore, you're not going to have a long going concern, which then
They're gonna cut
diminishes.
you off.
Yeah.
Also,
either way.
you need them to agree to pay you.
Yeah.
You're working on trust.
Yeah. Both because it's mutually beneficial. They can't earn a living unless you develop them into a commercial brand.
Do you draft the contract with like a percentage or percentage of what?
Earnings.
So like a musician, for how long?
Well, it depends. If you're working with the brand as just a developer for the brand, you can do it for the life of the brand. But if you are making products with the brand, you can then attach your agreement to those particular products. So let's say you're doing Ubulelo. I can say, okay, your first 2 albums.
Okay.
You understand? Okay. And then anything you make after that, it's on you, but you'll have to find someone else to invest in that and market that and maintain that and manage that.
There's a term, I don't know these terms, sorry, in the industry. There's something called A&R.
Artist and repertoire.
What's that?
It's basically the person that is the liaison between the talent and the rights owners or the rights holders.
It's not talent development.
No, it's not.
And it's not talent management.
No, it's not. It's not talent development. The A&R is hired by the rights holder or the rights owner. And their job is to maintain that relationship. They're the lubrication for the going concern. Do you understand what I'm saying? So whatever it is that the artist needs in terms of support to maintain them staying with the label, the artist is the artist
the
and repertoire.
A&Rs work for labels.
Yes, they work for labels.
Oh, that's one of the major differences. Would say you're gonna be our runner with the talent because Tina, we own
You're
a
going
label.
to ensure that we can keep a long-going concern with the label.
Yeah, but you don't have to
With
be
the
a
artist.
manager. You don't have to be a
No,
developer.
the manager is with the artist. That manages the artist. That's part of their team.
Okay. Is it possible to be A&R and be a talent developer? So you work
Yes.
for a label and you
Yes,
go around
you
finding
can.
talents
Yes.
and developing it?
Yes, you can do both.
The assets that
I've done A&Ring before.
Okay.
That's how I am involved in those things that I help the music get out there.
You spoke about assets. I don't know if there's like amounts
There's
or
different
things for people
types
to
of
understand.
assets. There's different types of assets. It's either a song,
Okay.
that you own the sound recording of, like the master of, or it's parts of songs.
You own parts of music in this country.
Yeah, obviously. Not just music. Parts of compositions.
Okay.
So like, there's songs that I've co-composed with other people. Like recently, I just found out that the most streamed album of the 2020s, Lindo. Lindo, what is Lindo's album called? Emakaya. Emakaya, yeah. That's his first album. And then I co-wrote on the first single, Matala, and arranged that single as well. So I'm a composer and arranger, so CA on that first single as well. Because I helped pick it as the first single, you could say I also assisted with the A&Ring on that. But that album has become the most streamed album of the 2020s.
Hectic. Shout out to Mlindo.
Of the 2020s or of the 2010s.
Sure.
Yeah, it was also the best-selling album of the 2010s.
That's crazy. I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Shout out to Mlindo.
Yeah, the best-selling album of the 2010s.
So with all the music...
No. It was the best-selling album in South Africa for 3 years in a row. Or 2 years in a row. It won the SAMA for best-selling album in South Africa before it was replaced by Youngster and Nota.
Okay. The rights you have to some of the music and the writing and those things pay you to this day.
Yes, they'll pay me and forever.
Good money?
You could say.
Is that one of the ways that you make money?
Well, it's one of the ways that, yes, I earn money. But it's not the way I make money. So I treat such income, royalties and everything as investments. So I allow my money to accrue or I convert it into other assets that also yield results. So it's either I save it in investments and equity and things, you know what I mean? Whatever the case may be. But the way I make money is by consulting.
In the music industry?
In everything.
What's everything?
Anything and everything. Anyone that wants my time can pay for my time.
Or for people to consult with you, just renting your brain, like a lawyer.
Yeah.
You charge a fee.
Yeah.
You don't disclose that. It depends on who's asking for what.
Depends. Yeah. Depends on what's the value that if I'm offering you advice and it's going to help you earn an extra 2,000 Rand on your podcast, I'm going to say next time you invite me to your podcast, make sure there's Nando's.
Hey.
You know what I mean? The first couple of times I might, because like Nando's is 200 Rand or something at the cheapest, right?
Sure. Okay. Are there any other ways that you make money that you'd like to disclose?
No.
You speak a lot about business, so I normally assume that you track business stories, politics. So I'd assume that you, bless you, that you maybe trade. You don't trade at all. You don't buy shares.
I do, but I don't trade.
You buy to hold.
Buy and hold, yeah. But like I told you, like that's like my money that I earn in other ways, like my royalties and everything else. That's what I use to invest in such things.
And then you earn dividends.
Yeah, well.
And then you buy more.
Yeah, hopefully
shares.
If a dividend is declared, yes.
Okay. Thank you. That was question number 1.
Thank you.
You're happy?
Yeah. No. Let's rapid fire the rest.
No, we can leave the rest. We don't need to ask them.
Okay. No.
Let me see which one is dope here.
Why do you believe in the MKP?
No, don't go through the questions.
Oh, so my
people
bad.
might be like, he never answered that one.
Well,
let me ask number 10.
Yeah, I don't believe in the MKP or any party for that matter.
Number 10, should kids get into entertainment? And if yes, what mistakes should they avoid? Into the entertainment industry?
I don't think kids should get into entertainment per se for the sake of entertainment. I think kids should get into the arts. So if you're a great artist in whatever it is, you can be a great artist. You don't always have to be an entertainer. If it so happens that you're a great entertainer and that's your art, yes, get into it. And focus on it, and do it diligently and be disciplined about it, and protect your going concern. Make sure that you can live off your art for as long as possible. You can't live off your art for as long as possible if you're entrapped in drug taking and risky behavior, etc., etc. You know what I mean? Yeah, exactly.
Do you think the entertainment industry is lucrative?
Yes, very much so. Very much so. Some of the biggest companies are in entertainment.
Why are people in entertainment not honest with kids about what's going on there? All we ever hear is complaints, and then it's only when there's court orders and the like that amounts and things come out. Whereas a lot of these guys could just go and tell their stories. They could say, this is what I do. You don't have to disclose amounts, but you can just be like, look, we make money here. I share money with these people. The money I make, I get to live like a school teacher or what. Is it because Basabuti, their fans will judge them, you're not making that much? Like, why are people not honest about what's going on? We only hear when actors are complaining.
When they got nothing to lose, when they got nothing more to lose, not really when they're complaining. When they got nothing more to lose. Because, by the time they're complaining, they're now selling their dignity for sympathy. So, the thing is it's what we started with in the beginning. It's very difficult for people to actually quantify what they're worth.
That's a fact.
They have no idea what they're worth.
Yeah.
And that's why they're easily exploitable. You understand?
That is true.
And then when they realize that they're only worth as much as they've been paid, you know what I mean? You don't get what you deserve, you get what you fight for. You know what I mean? Then that causes the cognitive dissonance, and then that's when they start spiraling and start complaining and stuff like that. So they don't know how much they're worth, or how much their time is worth, or how much their efforts are worth. And that's why it's very important to work on your craft, whatever it is, so that you actually understand the work that you put in, what you invested, and what you should get out. You know what I mean? And that makes you more difficult to exploit. But if you got a job on TV because, you suck someone's dick, and you understand what I'm saying, then that's the fact of the matter.
keep sucking, honey.
You understand?
Keep sucking.
You better make sure that you're sucking someone, that can keep paying and keep the money coming. You know what I mean? Because
where do young kids learn about pricing, contracts, so that they protect themselves? Yes, they'll work on their craft. They'll invest in it. But where can they learn? This is actually how much you've invested.
By reading.
This is how much you should
business
learn.
Biographies. That's it.
Business biographies.
Yes. Because all businesses are the same. If you read a business biography of the guy who started Hershey's chocolates, you'll find out about when he had to go through deals, when he had to protect his IP. You read a biography on Thomas Edison. He made inventions. He was a business person. That's General Electric, right? You'll learn all these things. So if you go through the business biographies, you learn everything there is to learn about business.
Yeah.
From walking in the shoes of business people.
Would you consider hosting workshops specifically for young kids that want to get into the industry?
Nah, I would host workshops simply to sell tickets.
For yourself?
Yeah.
Sure, but
just to make money.
Kids that want to learn.
No, I would not. I don't do it to teach people. I don't. I want to make money. Like,
yes,
to
but
teach
they
people,
want to learn. You want money.
Just watch my
they want to learn.
Watch my content. I give out the knowledge for free.
The authority.
Yeah, I know. I give out the knowledge for free because I know that not everyone can make use of it or make money out of it, right? And also, I know that it markets me. And then the people that want my expertise, they'll contact me and call me. And then when I charge them my fee, they'll know that it'll be worth their while because they'll make a profit off of whatever it is that I charge them in services.
Okay. Second last question, number 3. This might be quick if you don't have an answer. The wealthiest or the richest unknown people in South Africa that you might know, that you think people should know about? Maybe you don't even need to mention a name. You can maybe speak about an industry or a certain
Now I'll just
business.
say Sugar Smacks. Niggas have no idea, but yeah.
He's doing well?
Let's just say it's generational.
That's dope.
Yeah.
Do you know, I'm asking about people's names and I apologize, man, because I'm shooting in the dark. It would be interesting for me watching Anati make beats and then at some point get into Forex. Do you know how
Well,
he's
I
making
guess,
money? And,
like, I
was
mean-
it crypto?
What's Brian Joffe? I think.
Ex-chair of Bidvest.
Yes. Anati's business partner and one of his close friends was Dan Joffe. I don't know if there's any relation between Brian Joffe and Dan Joffe.
Okay. But you don't know how Anati's making money now. I think he started becoming a voice for crypto. I don't know what happened to that.
No, that's not how he makes money. He didn't make money off music. He comes from a rich family. Either way.
Okay.
He was always been well off. From home.
Number 2 that you went to. Why do you believe in Umkhonto Sizwe?
I voted for them just to spite the ANC.
Just to spite.
Yes.
So
it was
this
a
is like
strategic
a
vote. I
Dom
vote strategically.
Kendrick.
I vote strategically.
This is
all
like
the
a
time.
Kendrick move.
No, I vote strategically every time. I mean, for the last couple of election cycles, or since the first one, I gave my vote to Action SA. Didn't really work. They got a lot of support in my ward, but they didn't win it. Still with the DA. I think I'm still leaning towards getting Action SA
This is for local elections.
for my ward. Yeah.
Okay.
And if I don't vote for Action SA, I might run myself in my ward as
an independent.
I don't know whether I'd run independent or I'd pick up a color mast, but I would never join the MK. Or
You were supporting MK and you were vocal about supporting MK to
I was influencing, I was endorsing them. I wanted people that follow me, that are sympathetic to, things I'm sympathetic to support the MK.
out of frustration because of the ANC.
No, the ANC tried to kill me. What are you talking about? They tried to have me killed and bury it, you know what I mean? Yeah, so, I had to, out of self-defense.
You don't believe in MK?
Look, for me, I came to the country, back to the country because MK was contesting and I knew that the ANC wouldn't have a monopoly and killing me before an election would have been politically inconvenient with the revelations that would have come out because of it, right? So, but at the end of the day, I'm like, damn, I ended up getting charged, arrested. I went to jail for, basically exposing that there's a bigger political plot behind AKA's assassination. You know what I mean? It's a political killing. It's a real thing. And like someone who I saw as supposed to be a close friend of Keenan's, you know what I mean? Or who knew Keenan well. I mean, she's the person that made sure that he was in the Fees Must Fall marches, Duduzile. So I'm like, Duduzile is like very silent on this whole entire issue, And she knows, Bheki Cele is knee deep in that issue. So it just made no sense. It's like, why would she be silent? And then that was like, yeah, you can't trust any of those people. You know what I mean? If you can allow someone like Keenan, who, when you needed him, you used him. You know what I mean? You had one of the biggest artists in the country wearing ANC colors on V Entertainment under the Zuma administration. Remember? Like, out of all the people that supported Zuma, AKA was the main guy. When Zuma left, he's the guy who was tweeting, "You'll miss Zuma one day. One of you ungrateful," you know what I mean? If you listen to his albums, the way he speaks about Ubaba, I think I'm Big Mitch, Jacob Zuma. That was a freestyle, you know what I mean? Duduzile, didn't do anything. You know what I mean? I spent 18 days in prison for that. You know what I mean? And, I did that because I could already see that the way our country was going. I mean, I'd already seen what was happening. Like what radicalized me and made me lose my mind, so to speak, was the Kelly Kumalo thing. That was the first time I actually did a public rant because I was doing podcasts and everything else, but I never really said anything.
Which Kelly Kumalo thing?
When Kelly Kumalo started a reality TV show. And then I was driving to the airport one day and I saw her billboards everywhere. I'm like, yo, I left home. I see a Kelly Kumalo billboard. And I'm already still hurt about the fact that, she was involved in Senzo's murder and nothing is coming out, and it's been years and years and years, and now she's getting a reality show. Hi, Sanyelo. You know what I mean? If a man was involved in the killing of anyone, you know what I mean? When we did our first couple of podcasts together with DJ Spoo, I spoke about it, a lot. That's really what I was hammering home. You know what I mean? Like I knew a lot about what happened, but I just didn't feel like it was safe to say how much I knew or what I knew. But I let it off. You know what I mean? And then it then became, that whole entire thing actually is the thing that cost me my marriage. You know what I mean? The fact that, I started speaking about these things, and then people that were involved or close then started, whispering behind my wife's back, yo, your husband's going to get himself killed. He's messing with some dangerous people, what. I mean, there was a point in time where, my then wife had traveled to KZN to go be with Mondli Ngobo, the producer, the music producer, right?
Incredibly talented.
And he was producing a lot for Kelly Kumalo at the time. You understand what I'm saying? And then all of a sudden, he started calling my wife in the middle of the night saying, hey, your husband's touching on things that are close to me and whatnot. And he was talking about DJ Merlin at the time. And I was like, I understand that he works together with Merlin and friends. It's like, it's got nothing to do with Merlin. I didn't say anything about Merlin. You understand? And if Merlin had a problem with me, he knows me enough to, get in contact and ask, yo, what's the issue? Do you and I have a problem? You understand? So why would Mondli go via my wife as well? And like at that time as well, I was like, it's a guy I really respect. I've always been a fan of him. I've known him. You know what I mean? I've seen him do shows. And now he started getting involved. Then after that, there was, I'd said some things about black coffee, and then they sent some cops over to my crib to come and assault me. And the cops assaulted me in front of my then wife, and then she just sat back and did nothing, knowing what was going on. And then they had the Sunday World publish an article, that had nothing to do with her, but had her picture there, on the same weekend that had just been held up by the cops. And that picture was from a gig that she performed at while I was incarcerated. And she traveled there with my car. So already I could see that, damn it, these people are even able to, plant stories in the media. And I knew that coffee was close to Nwako, Malachi at Sunday World. So I knew that, okay, fine. That's him in his play. So then that's when I went to Daily Sun and I said, yo, DJ Black Coffee is trying to have me killed. Why? Not because he directly tried to have me killed, but because he sent some instructions, right, to some people that have high connections with the police and are also involved in the drug trafficking in the country.
But these are allegations, deep allegations.
No, they've been proven. They've been proven. Yeah, it's been proven. The thing is this, has it been been tried in a court?
You say these things that get you in trouble, and I don't understand why.
I mean, why not?
If we publish this episode and that clip comes out, people are going to take it.
And do what? What are they going to do?
No, I'm just saying it's allegations.
But what are they going to do? You understand what I'm saying? I've gone past the point of fearing death. I've said many things that should have got me killed a long time ago, and they still haven't got me killed. And my thing is that if I stop and I'm now silenced, there's so many other people that will stay silent. You know what I mean? Like, and it's so terrible because the people that know a lot, right, we have to stay away from each other. Because the people that know that we've got all this shit on them, if they ever see us in cahoots or they think that we're in cahoots, they're going to kill us. You know what I mean? All the people that know shit, once they're together with another person that knows shit, they get killed. You understand? So I sit with you because I know you don't know shit. You know what I mean?
No, he's right. I don't know anything.
No. I'm serious. I know you don't know shit because there's sometimes you react to certain things that I do, and I'm like, okay, I understand your reaction. You know what I mean? You get angry to a point I'm like, he doesn't understand, and I can never explain it to him because he doesn't want to know. He doesn't want to have that knowledge, So, yeah. Damn, man. There's too much going on in the shadows in our country. And once I took a stand and I realized that, okay, fine, my intellectual property can secure me some form of income. So I don't really need to make that much money. You know what I mean? I can always earn enough money, to be self-sufficient, right? I've built my farm in IP, you know, and subsistence is derived from that farm. So now I'm in a more privileged position where if I live within a certain level, I can do things without having to worry about, oh, I'll never get to be the ambassador of African Bank, or I'll never get to be whatever, because, I speak my mind and I speak about things that are very contentious. So yeah,
Do you think the truth is worth it
yeah.
when you study history?
No, it's not about studying history. It's about for your own personal peace. Unfortunately, the only reason why I do this is because it doesn't give me peace to lie awake at night knowing the things that I know. You know what I mean? I have no peace. You know what I mean? And you must remember, I was enjoying it when I was quiet. Think about it. If you go through my Instagram, you'll see. I was flying everywhere, traveling, doing everything, nicely. Had my nice pop star wife, the whole entire thing. I was flexing on everybody. And then I was like, nah, fuck all of that. I can wake up next to a pop star, but I've got no peace because my country is burning. My people are being sold down the river and no one is saying anything. The people that know are just making money and keeping quiet, and they're corrupting themselves. They're further corrupting themselves. And the people that don't know any better, so they can't fight against it, And I just decided that, nah, I'm not the only one. I'm not special. There are some other people that are going out there, putting their life on the line. There's people that have done that in the past. And I don't want to be one of those people that doesn't put my life on the line. Now, the thing is that how does one protect yourself once you're in that position? Without people like Penuel and all these things and all these platforms, without all of that stuff, right? Without this infrastructure, without this network, without, a Nota that you can call on to say some wild, outrageous things that can get you lots of views or whatever the case may be, you know what I mean? Consistently as well. You know what I mean? Without missing ever, then you don't have a rich space like this. Then the guy that comes on next, he knows the level is not at the point where you need to be truthful, you need to be honest, you need to be verifiable. The style that Nota now brings in to whatever, because he's now coming in and revealing, and that's the thing that gets lots of views. Now other people start doing it. Now more and more people are encouraged to reveal and whatever. And now these platforms are now starting to make money. And now these platforms are now, at least because people are like, oh, fine, even if this platform makes me this little money, I can do other things with my life. You guys are continuing. Penuel show as since 2022, ne? Started 2022. Yeah, you're 3 years deep now. DJ Spoo, 2018 or 2019. MacG, 2018, 2019, 20. You know what I'm saying? So from 2017 onwards, the amount of platforms that are there means that the truth cannot be shut out anymore. It cannot be gatekept. And you can say no to interviewing someone, but someone else will interview them and they've got 500 subscribers and they'll take those views just because you didn't do it. Now you can't gatekeep the truth anymore. And that's the whole entire thing that I was trying to do. I was trying to make it to a point where you cannot gatekeep the truth anymore. And that these platforms start to get trusted. And we've been able to do that. You could gatekeep the music. You could keep it off radio. And then we got it online. And even those online platforms now, only the certain platforms are monetizable. So the music was still gatekept in those platforms. But now, because this is not really music and everything else, and it's usually for free, on many of these platforms, you can't gatekeep it anymore. And that's the beauty of it. So I'm pretty happy with the current status quo, because that I know that I've done enough work so that the progress that is needed for me to feel comfortable bringing children into this world is something that I feel is within reach. You know what I mean? Like, for me to be, or to take the risks I take, to say the things that you can't have kids taking the risks I take. You understand what I'm saying? Because it hurts when your kids die. You know what I mean? So I don't want to be hurt like that. I don't want people to kill my kids and hurt me for things that I say. You know what I mean? And having kids needs you to be able to be impervious to that. I need to be able to secure them. And because I cannot secure my kids at this current moment in time, you know, I have to make that sacrifice. But it's also very costly to not have kids. You know what I mean? To watch other people with their kids, and you know what I mean? It's like, damn, I want that. You understand? Look, he looks exactly like his dad. Damn, I want to look at my photocopy as well. You know what I mean? I want to have the same feeling my dad has when he looks at me. You know what I mean? I've seen how that nigga looks at me. And I've seen his old pictures as well. I look exactly like he used to look. You know what I mean? So I know exactly what it means to him to look at me. I know exactly what it means to him to imagine me in a body bag as well. You understand? And knowing that that is still a risk for me, I wouldn't want that for my kids. You know, because half of the risk is either my kids are in danger, but if I'm unable to protect myself, I don't want my kids to ever grow up without me. And until I'm sure that, you know, I can protect myself and live a very long life, you know, I'm trying to avoid having kids. And I'm denying myself that joy.
Having children would change you.
Of course. It would lower my testosterone levels, for starters.
Do you reckon a lot of the people who don't want to share intel, dangerous information, do it because they have something to lose?
Of course, they've got kids.
Well, kids could be the one thing. The other thing could be their own lives. The other thing could be other loved ones outside of their kids.
Like, the one thing you don't want your children to be without is you. You understand?
So the best way for us to get you to shut up is for some chick to fall pregnant. So that sounds like a challenge.
No, it's not even a challenge. They tried.
Ow.
Yeah, they gave me the pop star wife. They're like, yo, make her pregnant. And you know what I mean? Do your own thing. The Illuminati gave me the full package. The Illuminati gave me the full package. You know what I mean? And I still said no. You understand?
Going back to the question, you're speaking about voting for MK to snub the ANC. Do you think MK will last beyond Ramaphosa? Do you think the MK will last beyond Jacob Zuma?
Yeah, of course. It will take a lot for them to fizzle out into nothing. There's a lot to fight for in the MK.
How different are they to Cope?
It's the same thing. Cope is still around.
No, Cope's dead.
Well, it's still around. It's still around.
They weren't even contesting elections.
Which ones?
The last ones, the last national.
I think they had, like, Cope. They lost in the last local elections. They had a speaker of parliament. In the last local elections.
I'm not sure what you're saying. Cope is dead, Fetu.
Well, yes, but it lived a long time before it fizzled out. So that's what I'm saying. It'll stay around for a while. But I don't think it's deregistered.
It won't be that powerful. After Babu Msholos. And if
I think they contested in the 2024 election. I don't know. I think they contested in the 2024 elections.
I don't think so.
Are you sure? Msholos Kota didn't eat his hat.
I'm not sure, but I don't think so.
They didn't secure, but they contested. Cope won 30 seats in 2009, which dropped to 3 seats in 2014, 2 seats in 2019, and 0 in 2024. The party received only 14,029 votes in 2024, a sharp fall from 1.3 million votes in 2009.
Oh, they were running last year.
So,
Okay.
I mean, from
you
2009 to 20, that's what, 15 years?
You reckon MK is going to go through the same cycle?
Well, I don't think that Zuma is going to live for 15 years. You understand? So let's say I don't think he's going to be a factor after the 2029 elections. I think the 2029 elections are the last elections that he'll be a factor. But even then, I think that whatever internal turmoil they're going through will advance them to a point where they find a successor.
While they're busy spitting out leaders now.
Which leaders have they spit out?
Floyd.
They didn't expel him. They didn't spit him out. They just demoted him. They didn't spit him out. They haven't spat out anyone.
But he's
Except for
saying
Mary Buddy.
bad things about MK now.
Yes, he might criticize the MK under its current
He's not
composition.
criticizing. He's literally going on his Maibuya thing and he's slandering them.
He has not slandered them. It's exposing things that are already obvious to the people. Things that
He's
have
not
already been
slandering.
said. So if
He's
Floyd
calling-
comes out and says the EFF is a cult, right? And Floyd is the same person who 8 years ago had to have an interview with JJ Tabani to defend why the AFF is not a cult. You understand? Where everyone was calling the EFF a cult. Him now coming out 8 years later to say, no, the EFF is a cult, is not him slandering, because people have already said that. You understand? If I slander you, I'm now introducing new information that is negative or paints you in a negative light. The EFF has already been painted as a cult. Him now saying that, yes, what you said has been a cult is indeed a cult, is true. People have always accused the MK of being a family business and being Zuma's thing, right? If he is saying, yes, the MK is a family business and whatever, you know what I mean? He's telling people that, yes, what your observation is correct. He's not slandering them.
What happens to the ANC after Ramaphosa?
I mean, it's already showing. The ANC, Ramaphosa can't afford to leave the ANC.
I don't know what that means.
He can't afford.
He has to step down as president.
He can't. He put Zuma in prison, and therefore the next person that succeeds him, the likelihood is that they're going to want to put him in prison.
But he's got no choice. Thabo Mbeki tried to extend and he couldn't.
He couldn't, right? But he didn't put Zuma in jail. You understand? He demoted him as deputy president. He demoted Zuma as deputy president, but he didn't put him in jail. It's not about him being... He can go for a third term.
He can't. I don't think the ANC
The ANC allows it. Does.
I don't think so.
That's why Mbeki ran against Zuma. Mbeki and Zuma ran against one another.
Wasn't Mbeki trying to change the constitution?
No, he was running for a third term. There's no rule in the ANC constitution that says a president needs to run for 2 terms. Zuma voluntarily, after winning against Mbeki, decided not to run for a third term. He could have run against Ramaphosa as well.
So you think Ramaphosa is going to run for a third term?
I think that Ramaphosa can't afford an ANC president that is not in his pocket.
For himself personally?
For his own safety. I think he's gotten too compromised, and after the Mkhwanazi revelations, there's no way to hide it anymore.
What do you think is going to happen with the Mkhwanazi revelations?
Well, I mean, they're going to go all the way to the top. We're going to see that, drug mafias run this country.
We had a state capture commission which didn't reveal much.
Yeah, because the state capture commission wasn't about the drug syndicates.
No, I understand, but why would you think this commission of inquiry would unearth those things and not bury them and hide them?
Because that's actually what runs the state capture, is the drug syndicates.
Yes, but why do you think it will be exposed? Why do you not think like certain things won't be within the mandate and that certain evidence will disappear and certain documents will be sealed?
When did the state capture commission start? 2017, I think?
I don't remember.
I think it was put in force in 2017 when Judge Mogoeng established, right? I think when he was appointed 2017. That was before the freedom of information that we've got right now. You understand? The information can't be gatekept, and already things are starting to leak. Things can leak under fake accounts, under voice notes, and they get millions of views, and then all of a sudden people have the knowledge and then are able to connect the dots. So unfortunately, the way Mkhwanazi painted it, he blew the lid on the whole entire thing.
And you reckon this commission of inquiry is going to tell us the truth?
It doesn't matter what the commission of inquiry is going to tell us. What I'm saying is that the truth is going to come out outside of the commission of inquiry. And there's nothing that the commission of inquiry can do to suppress that truth from coming out. And there's nothing that the commission of inquiry can do to change how people are going to respond to the information that then comes out.
Why do you think
you realize that you've been operationing Dudula in and everything else, and I hate foreigners, I hate Nyaupe. And then you realize that, no, it's not the foreigners that brought in the Nyaupe, it's actually the ANC, and the ANC did it by being in government and making sure that the police are the actual drug lords. You know what I mean? I tweeted that a month ago, before Mkwanazi. I said, the drug lords work for the cops. Comments like, I think you also commented, did you not?
I'm not sure.
Yeah, I think one piece about no, whatever, but they're in cahoots or something like that. I was like, no, Chief Penuel, dog. The actual guys that the drug lords work for are the actual cops. As in, the cops are the ones that control the ports of entry. The drugs come in at the ports of entry. None of these drugs, these big drugs, are manufactured here. They might be cut down and processed and, from pure heroin, pure cocaine to ends up being crack. You understand what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. The biggest distribution centers for the drugs is the prisons. I told you, every single drug is available in prison. Why? Because in prison, you're stuck there. If you're a drug addict, you're a drug addict that's stuck there. There's no rehab in prison. And everyone that's in prison, especially the locals, they've got family members that can send them money for things. Right? So if I sell drugs, I'm making money from these prisoner addicts because they've got nothing else to do. They've got nowhere else to go. I'm making money hand over fist. Do you understand what I'm saying? So all of these guys that you think are underpaid can make the real money as long as they sell drugs. The nurses, the prison warders, the policemen. Do you understand what I'm saying? So the drugs being brought in are a way in which these guys don't need to participate in tenders to make money.
In your opinion, why do you think Cyril's bank statements are still sealed? Why were we never shown what's on there? In your opinion?
Because of conflicts of interest.
With who?
The judges, the judiciary.
That he was paying them?
No. That they were paying for protection.
To him?
No. They were funding his campaign.
You reckon it's because people in the legal system at the highest levels was sending money to Cyril? That's why they were like, no, our names are there. Therefore, we can't let people see this.
No, I think that the ANC is a contested space, right? And to quell the contestation, they buy positions. So it needed money to go around. Yeah, illicit money is usually the best money because it can't be traced.
This money went into Cyril's bank account, personal?
The money that was being distributed for campaigns.
Personal?
It wasn't a personal bank account, but it was a campaign account.
That account that's sealed is not a personal account?
It's a campaign account, either way. It's not the money that he uses for whatever his normal transactions. It's the money that was used for that campaign. But either way, whether it's sealed or not, it's still with the bank. The bank still has access to that information.
But it's never been leaked.
Why would the bank leak?
Aren't you saying it's difficult to suppress information?
I mean, why would Johan Rupert's leak that information?
Why would we hear information about drug cartels?
It's an F&B.
What if the same guys you're mentioning might be involved with the cartels? They also won't leak
information. They are involved with the cartels.
But then they won't leak information.
You understand what I'm saying?
You're saying it's difficult now to suppress, and clearly it's still possible.
What do you mean?
To suppress information.
Yes, it's possible to suppress information, but it's impossible. You understand? You can't do it forever. You can suppress it for a certain amount of time, but it's impossible to stop that information from coming out either way, eventually. So as I'm saying that something will leak. That leak will now connect someone else who's got another piece of information. Once that information now gets into the public, other people will now be, encouraged to add to the picture. And then the picture will then become clear.
We have faith in black people. We saw Biko killed. We saw Hani killed. We've seen Zuma arrested. People now know exactly the corruption that's going on.
Nah.
Nothing's happened. They were even waiting for Ramaphosa's speech, and they were like, if he says the wrong thing, I'm like, that's so lame, because you guys already know what's going on. Do you have any faith that, let's say it came out that the ANC or the police or the judges are involved in massive drug deals in this country? Do you think anything would actually happen?
Yeah.
What would happen?
I think that it would be an awakening. You understand? They still need our votes. And it's coming out right now. It's coming out right now. Like, they're in charge of the drug game because they know that the drugs are the easiest way to suppress revolutions. The Americans taught them that. That's why the Americans put drugs in Colombia. That's why the Americans, that's where the drugs come from. If you want to know the biggest importer into South Africa from the Americas is what? Yogeta, Colombia. You really think they're bringing sweets into the country? I'm just saying, right now, John Steenhuisen just signed a deal for us to import banned chicken pieces from Brazil. Why does Brazil want to send their chicken pieces to South Africa so badly? It's because the shipment of chicken is what is on the books. What is not on the books are the drugs that they're bringing in. These trade deals are about how many drugs they can bring in. And they know they've got a huge population that is unemployed, demotivated, and everything else, and want to escape. They've got lots of customers for their drugs here. Lots of customers. Can't afford drugs? We'll give you a grant.
The awakening will get... The awakening will get people to change their vote, is what you're saying. That's all.
The awakening, yeah. I mean,
they will just change their vote.
Like, I think that
that's what we're hoping for. We find out huge scandals, everything people have suspected. And you're saying people get angry and just vote differently.
A lot will vote differently. Majority won't vote at all.
And that's going to be the huge revolution.
It's big enough, yeah.
To just not vote.
I mean,
how does that change the world?
Look at the previous elections.
We don't even get a 50%.
A record number of people didn't vote, and that brought the ANC down.
But nothing's changed.
Yes. Even less people will vote in the next election.
But it won't change anything.
And then even less will vote in the next election. And then eventually, it takes 3.5 to change, right? So that 3.5%, that once that change has got a higher chance, the more and more people get disillusioned with the voting, and the weaker and weaker the popular parties get. That 3.5% that it takes to change gets more powerful over time. Unfortunately, it won't be instantaneous. No, that 3.5% are not DA voters. The DA are also part of the drug cartels. Obviously, that's the only way.
You say these things, you want to get sued, bro.
How can I not get sued? How can I get sued when
you
people
can just
have
say,
got
I think they might be involved.
No, they are part of the drug cartels. I don't need to say
I think they
might be.
Protect.
No, they are part of the drug cartels. Do you understand what I'm saying? They are part of the drug cartels. There's no need to protect, understand, anybody. Mkwanazi already revealed that top politicians are involved in the drug trafficking and everything else. It's now public knowledge. You understand? It was revealed by the police themselves. Yes, I was arrested for something that I repeated something that the police had already said. I was arrested for that. But that's only because the judges are compromised. And the police also revealed that. In fact, what I've gone through is proof that everyone in the system, from the judges that put me in prison, do you understand, to the policemen that had to come and arrest me, or to the prosecutors that decided, well, I guess the prosecutors are complaining because it was a civil thing that I got arrested for. It didn't actually go to a prosecutor, But either way, the whole system is corrupt. You know what I mean? The whole system is corrupt. It's so corrupt to the point where even... Actually, let me not. There's certain things...
At least you have a stop somewhere.
By court order. I don't want to go back to prison for violating a court order.
Any closing remarks?
Yeah, man.
Eat your getter. Put a smile on your face.
No. You better
love Brazilian chicken.
You better go get your getter. The sooner the better.
Oh, snap.
Right? Remember that. That's how they get the kids.
No, don't go through the questions. Any closing remarks? Outside everything.
Yeah.
Kids, stay away from porn. Stay away from drugs.
I would say put your parents' house in a trust. You understand? And then
why?
Use the assets of the trust as collateral. I saw someone posting, build yourself a house before you renovate your parents' house. You know, it, your parents' house might have a better asset value. You know what I mean? And if it's owned by a trust or whatever, if they're pensioners, you get pensioners rates. Sometimes pensioners don't even pay rates. You know what I mean? Sometimes that's why it's best to have your house under your elderly parents' name. But I think that my parting shot right now is that, um, there's nothing stopping you from being your own Ibrahim Traore. And we need to stop looking for heroes. You were saying, hey, black people, what. Thing that I'm not trying to be a hero. Well, I'm not trying to be a hero for the people. I'm trying to be my own hero. I'm trying to see if I can get past my own fears. I'm trying to see if I can get past my own insecurities, and that's good enough for me. Whether people celebrate me or not, whether people defend me or not, you know what I mean? There was no one who started a GoFundMe when I was going through whatever I was going through. There's no one that's coming to help me, even though I help people. But I don't care and it doesn't stop me because I don't do it for them. I do it for myself, for my own peace, for my own sanity. And I think that people don't understand the power of their own subconscious, and a lot of people that are spiraling, a lot of people that are suicidal, and it's because they've given up on their own beliefs and their own truth. And and now they're at that stage where it's time to cook dinner.
That's a sign to wrap it up.
Stop it. Yeah, so I think that's the most important parting thing that I want to give to people is that, you really need to be your own liberator. You know what I mean? You really need to free yourself. And you can't be waiting for someone to save you or to rescue you. You need to be the change maker in your family. You need to be the difference maker in your own life. No one's going to come and make a difference in your own life. And yeah, I think that's the most important thing that people need to leave with after watching this. Because a lot of times, we invite people to watch us as if we've got solutions for them. And the only reason I come to share is to show you how, like,
It's bad. It's bad.
Relax, man.
Built on muscles.
As long as they can lift water, dog. As long as they can lift water, I'll never be thirsty. You know what I mean? And they can lift pap. I'll never be hungry. So that's what matters, Mfana, is that, you can do that. But dog, I've got fight in me. It's not about the dog in the fight. It's about the fight in the dog. I've got fight in me. And I just want to encourage people to fight. You know what I mean? To like, fight. Like, really go for it. And you do the same thing too. You know what I mean? I actually found out that you were actually on TV and in commercials and stuff like that.
I've been dope for a while. You just didn't know.
Yeah. You know what I mean?
That's what's up.
It reminded me that, in 2001, it's either 1999, 2000, or 2001. Nah. Those are the times where I used to audition to be a TV presenter. So I did auditions, and then after one audition, they said, "Nah, just be a contestant." And then that's where I met MacG, right? And MacG is 3 years older than me on Crazy. So I was on Crazy on ETV with MacG, right? And I realized within that moment, right, as great as I was, right, that this guy is possibly the best television presenter I've ever seen in my life. And he's a kid. Like, that was the when you recognize, like, when you're still in school, And you can realize that this guy is going to the PSL, or this guy is going to be playing Champions League. This guy, we go to the same school, it's Yafana, you know, I mean, we're failing our tests. Marai, this guy is going to be a fucking Springbok, I can tell it.
Sure.
You understand? Yeah. So that was that moment. You know what I mean? I had that moment with you the first time we debated and we argued with Sbu. And that debate didn't move me because of how stubborn you were, right? That debate moved me because of how determined you were to win. You understand? And it had nothing to do with winning the argument or it's just the determination to win. And I knew from that point in time that it doesn't matter how challenged you'll be, right? You will always do what it takes to win in whatever you're doing. If you decide to do it, you'll do what it takes to win. And it's just unfortunate that your other endeavors, you know, those are they're not up to you, unfortunately. You know what I mean? Exclusive books bestsellers list is not up to you. You know that shit is fake. That shit is fake. That exclusive books bestsellers list, it's PR. You understand what I'm saying? The publishers buy those positions. They buy those spots on the charts. Same thing with, I guess, Spotify, right? But the knowledge was there. And that's why when you brought it to Facebook, those other authors, they weren't reading or speaking about the subject they're speaking about in their books and getting that level of audience. You know, you're reaching out to a whole lot of people. And it's just that Facebook was already like, the brand of Facebook was weak. But you were massive. On that Facebook live tip, you were massive. You were doing serious numbers. You understand what I'm saying? And not many people...
The important thing is that people must fight.
Yeah.
And they must be their own heroes.
Yeah. But, you know...
And shout out to MacGyver.
No, not shout out to MacGyver. But I'm just saying, no, I'm saying you were massive on that Facebook thing and you continued with it, right? And when you now started moving up, doing YouTube and stuff like that, you know what I mean? You weren't discouraged by the fact that you're not doing the numbers that other guys are doing. Even though you could say, you know, you're just as brilliant or even more brilliant than a lot of people. You know what I mean? I see you as like a guy who's like on Joe Rogan level in terms of your jiu-jitsu when it comes to this art. Because...
Jeez, thank you. But it's also the team.
No.
They're better than Joe Rogan, by the way.
No.
By the way.
No,
the quality of this pod.
I want to hear it.
The
way
quality
better
of the
than Joe
production.
Rogan.
The quality, yeah, but forget about that though. For a second.
Okay. Actually, we can't end this episode. This guy doesn't want to stop talking.
So these
How do
guys...
we end the episode?
No, Relax. Let me give them their props. These guys, they know a Joe Rogan when a Joe Rogan steps in the dojo. You understand what I'm saying? They're professionals at that. So they didn't just give this production value, this picture quality, this sound and all this stuff to just any random guy. You know what I mean? They could have done it with any other person. But you guys have been going strong for 3 years, you know, and you still don't have, you know, publicity stunts like having blowjobs on set or kissing your guests.
We invite you.
You know, even though Mandisa nearly got, Mandisa Mashiko, she nearly got one. She called you cute. That was the first time. I think she called you adorable or something. She was a guest and she's like, I think you're cute. I think you're adorable. I was like,
Thank you, Ntamulo Baloyi.
Thank you. And shout out to Penson.